Jen Corelli was originally an engineering student here at FAU, and then went to U of M and got a degree, a master's degree, I think, in biomedical engineering, and figured that wasn't manly enough, and he needed to go the whole way, so then he went to med school at the University of Miami. We actually happened to meet at a panel that I was serving on at U of M, and was very intrigued with what he was doing, and when I learned he actually had sales, real paying customers, and a platform for unified communications. I basically hounded him mercilessly, saying, "You must apply to FAU Tech Runway." He said, "I like FAU. I had a good experience there, etc. Sure, I'll apply." Next thing led to another. He actually finished as one of our top 4 finalists, receiving a $25,000 cash award, which he hasn't received yet, but that's my fault, not his. But that'll come any day. The check is definitely in the mail on that one. So without further ado, he braved traffic. He asked, actually texted me if he should stop and buy a shirt. I said, "Hell no, you're a practicing physician. We will forgive and understand." But so I just want to say again, one of the reasons Dr. Jen Corelli and his partner are raising capital so they can actually quit the practice of medicine, go full time, and scale what they've got, which is exceptionally impressive in my book. Without further ado, Dr. Jen Corelli.
Thank you. Yep. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Nice to be here. It's been a hectic day, but I made it on time, thankfully. Patient did well as well. So here to talk about the Hub. The name of the company is HealthSpring Health. The platform, the application we created is called the Hub. So I'm sure some of you have dealt with our American healthcare system, and you may also feel like I feel from the inside that it's a broken system. There's communication breakdowns, there's poor care coordination, resources are difficult to access, and that leads to, as I've experienced firsthand, provider frustration, a lot of wasted time and money, and most importantly, lost lives or suboptimal outcomes. So let's see some examples of those broken communications or those difficult to access resources or out-of-date resources. These are screenshots and pictures of departments that we brought the Hub to, the way they used to be doing things. So you can see a whiteboard with joint erase markers scribbled on it, and that's how people look up numbers. Incredibly inefficient, only works if you're standing physically in front of the whiteboard. Who knows when the last time it was updated, etc. People still using kind of shared drives, where you have to find a desktop computer, log into the intranet, find the shared folder. Hopefully you can find the resource you're looking for. Incredibly, again, inefficient, and when you want someone to follow a protocol, follow a guideline, if you give them 10 steps to accessing that resource, it's extremely unlikely they're going to bother to do so when you have time pressures to move things forward. There's some other examples of a resident holding 8 different pagers as a way of communicating. So it's a poor way of communicating. One way, you have to still find a phone to reply back. Again, inefficient, frustrating. So myself, like we said, a physician, I found this incredibly frustrating from med school on. Med school, internship, residency, fellowship, work. Every hospital I trained at, about half a dozen, same problem everywhere. Even from small community hospitals to large Ivy League hospitals, that they suffer the same chronic problems. I'm a pediatric cardiac anesthesiologist. Andrew, CTO, co-founder, is a psychiatrist. Both went to med school in Miami. Both have a background in kind of technology and wanted to apply kind of modern technology to solving these problems that didn't seem to exist when you stepped outside of the hospital. And nowadays, everyone has a smartphone, a tablet, with them pretty much 99.9% of the time, especially in a hospital. Everyone is smartphone savvy. So why are we using technology from the 1980s when everyone's carrying around a modern, pretty much supercomputer in their pocket? Didn't make sense. So to address that, we created the Hub platform. So it's basically a mobile and also now a desktop platform that places all the resources and communication tools you need in one location, one app. Wherever you are, you can access clinical protocols, guidelines, securely communicate with faculty, with residents. Kind of everything you need to do to get your work done is in one location at your fingertips, wherever you are. So it's cloud-based, it's a resource management communications tool, and it becomes kind of a portal to access and solve kind of all your day-to-day workflow inefficiencies and needs. Fully HIPAA compliant and end-to-end encrypted, so we're solving, we're very aware of the issues that a lot of healthcare systems have regarding privacy and data protection, so we made sure to, from the ground up, made the platform incredibly secure and encrypted with it's state of the art. And it works on iOS, Android, and we released 6 months ago a desktop version, which works on any modern kind of web browser. And see some examples of what can be in the hub: directories, secure messaging, file sharing, schedules, integrated with third-party solutions. So kind of all these different kind of variable kinds of content can be placed within one platform. So as a business, so we have a little over 5,000 users. We're at 8 different geographic locations around the country, 4 different verticals. So academic, clinical departments, medical school, a nursing school, and a medical school admissions department. So kind of 4 different verticals. We're focusing mainly on the academic medical departments. Those are the 3 kind of offshoots that we're making for the hub to help them solve their inefficiencies and communication problems. And last year we signed our first system-wide contract with the University of Miami, so we're scaling out to cover all the UHealth physicians. There's over 5,000. So it's in addition to the current 5,000. So our business model is business to business. So usually we're selling the hub to an academic clinical department or the IT department. So there's a per user fee that's recurring annually, and there's also an initial setup fee, and if that department wants any customizations or add-ons, we would charge for that. And something we're now kind of explored last year but now putting into play is the hyper-targeted, hyper-localized kind of ad or marketing revenue. Because we have an incredibly captive audience, a very specific audience, an audience that a lot of companies, services want to be able to interact with. So I think we found a great way to benefit every party. So the users of the hub would be able to refinance their loans through a medical refinancing company that's promoting themselves on the resources section of the hub. And the residents would get a double rate discount. The refinancing company gets to reach the residents, and the hub gets revenue from that placement and also commissions. So we think this can, by order of magnitude, bring in more revenue than the actual user subscription fees. So the value of the hub, our value proposition, is that it's multifactorial, so it's time savings. Every time you use the hub, we did a study, it shows you save a little over 2 minutes. And the hub is used about 8 to 9 times a day per user, so you're saving minutes, and then if you scale that to the size of an academic department, which has hundreds of people, then you're saving thousands and thousands of hours annually. And time is money, especially in healthcare, when you're trying to increase throughput, increase efficiencies, perform the safest, most efficient care. So resource utilization, like I mentioned before, if you have resources hidden or difficult to find, no one's ever going to stop and take all that effort to find them and use them. So when you make it easy for someone to do the right thing, they tend to do so. It's been shown in several different studies that hospitals waste billions and billions of dollars because of communication inefficiencies. So having a platform that ties that together can save billions of dollars. Quality, safety, and education, so placing resources on the hub that improve education, that give the resources that the user needs right at their fingertips, is incredibly important. And the hub has been used a lot as an onboarding tool. So from day one, you have basically everything you need in one place, as opposed to trying to find your way around the hospital for the first 6 months, and you don't know who to call, or how to get in touch with this person or that person, or where to find a schedule. So kind of you're going full speed from day one, as opposed to months of ramping up and kind of getting lost regarding communication, regarding access to information. And we kind of track every single action on the hub, so we can study. Many of our clients ask for who was using what resources, how often, when, and kind of see what's important and be able to analyze that data. And the hub definitely reduces stress and makes life at work much easier. So when you do that, you're happy at work, you tend to be less frustrated, less anxious, and you're most likely to work a little bit longer, not be as frustrated with all the inefficiencies that are present in many places. So some feedback, that's what we hear from different residents and other staff. I don't know how you guys ever survive without this. It's fantastic, etc. So great feedback from awesome people. And, so we're getting some traction. We're part of that, obviously, that Fayette Tech Runway. as I mentioned, we have our first enterprise contract. Last year we participated in the Emerge Americas conference, and this year we're wanting to raise our first round of capital and really scale the company. Here's some numbers regarding our growth and what we project to happen in 2018 with benefits of the capital raise. And as we know, the market size is huge in healthcare, over nearly 20 million workers, hundreds and hundreds of schools. So the market's opportunity is quite large. And what we want to raise is a Series A of $1 million to be allocated mostly for sales and marketing, growing that arm of the company, as well, of course, to continue development, client support, and additional staff to achieve those goals. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Before we open the Q&A, can I just ask, how much are you raising and roughly what are you thinking in terms of valuation?
So $1 million is what we're going for the Series A, and we were via a convertible note, figure out valuation at a later time when we have more steady revenue.
Okay, so